What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Awakening World. Happy Saturday night. Happy August to you. And boy, we're going to get August off to a wonderful start because it is our monthly connection time with, why did my video go off? It's our monthly connection time with our beloved Tanjila and Soul Search. And welcome back, Tanjila.
Hello, 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 everyone. So happy to be here with all of you on this auspicious August 1st day. We are in the opening of the Lionsgate period, so the energies are very powerful already. We have so much energy coming in to support all of us during this time, all of us during this time of setting intentions and manifestation. And so, Scott, it's always incredible to be with the whole Global Peace Tribe community so we can come together in these energies to share our intentions for manifestation individually, but also collectively. And I think that's what we do so beautifully as a family together.
Beautiful. And I want to welcome all of you who are watching on Facebook and YouTube and you kind of all of a sudden plugged in or watching the recording. And if you are not already familiar with Soul Search, it is the place to go if you're looking for support through this incredible time on the planet. Soul Search is where Tangila has found the most extraordinary practitioners, healers, psychics, medicine workers, astrologers, tarot readers, all the different ways of really dropping into a deeper understanding of yourself and of this awakening world that we're all a part of. And you'll find it at soulsearch.io. They also do incredible enlightenment expos all over California, Arizona, Nevada, and look at all these incredible places where they go. So we're going to be learning more about Soul Search, their Enlightenment Expos, because tonight, 4 of Tanjila's wonderful practitioners are with us. And in no specific order, we have Dr. Joanne Justis, who we're going to meet and listen to. A new friend, Irene Schultz, is with us. And we're excited about, Irene's going to get us started in a few minutes. We're excited about her offering. Another new friend that's with us is Rich Silver, who I am looking for. There he is, waving his hand. Thank you, Rich. And then a little bit later on in the evening, Aurora is coming back, and we love Aurora, so we're excited about that. And we always have prayer time with Tiara a little bit later in the show. We also are going to get a wonderful report from Piper Dellums about the fundraising effort that we've done and how that's going and what she's done with the money we raised. But to get us off to our perfect start, here is our beloved house musical artist, the one and only Aum Star, who is our Aum Star.
Yes, welcome and namaste, everybody. Happy August. And some of my favorite girlfriends were born in August, so that's a good thing. Leos. I think it's Leo, isn't it? Something
It's
like that.
Leo.
Yeah. And so, in honor of that and my many broken hearts, which I've left broken open so that I can be the glorious light that I am, this one's called Love Is All There Is. And the three songs I share tonight, the first word in all of the titles is love. And so, what a concept. Love is all there is. So put your hand in mine. Keep open your heart. We are love divine. Love is all. Love is all there is. Love makes you feel good. Love is perfect. Love is all there is. Anything less is nothing. Love's for everyone. Love is in everyone. Love is you. You are love. Love is. Truth is in everyone. Love is truth. Truth is love. Love is. Love is. Love is. Love is all. Love is not a dream. Love is all there is. Love lives in you. Touching you. Guiding you. Love is in everyone. Love is you. You are love. Love is. Truth is in everyone. Love is truth. Truth is love. Love is. Love is. Love is. Love is. Oh. Love is all. Love is all. Love is all there is. So put your hand in mine. Keep open your heart. We are love divine.
Woohoo! Let's go to gallery view, and thank you so much. You know, Shar, back in the day, one of my very, very favorite groups was Eric Burdon and the Animals. And,
Right.
and their best song, their best album was called Love Is. It was a double album back in the late 60s. And they did covers of River Deep, Mountain High, and Colored Rain, as well as some original songs. It was a great album.
Well, one of the original animals member was I think called Vic Briggs, and he ended up becoming a Sikh, not hide and seek, a Sikh, and he ended up being musical director for Unity Church in Hawaii. And when I moved there, I made friends with him, and he stepped out of his seat and he said, "I'm retiring, take over the job as musical director of Unity Church of Hawaii." So, how interesting the connection right there, Scott.
That is an amazing connection.
What a trip.
I
I
will.
actually, I initially met him at Agape in California. We were there at some event, and of course there was Michael Beckwith and the whole crew. And then we found out that we both lived on Kauai. And anyway, it all unfolded from then. You know, it's just connection. You get into the right vibe, the right frequency, and you bump into those which lead you to the next step. At least that's what.
Well,
Yeah.
well, just we're going to go down the rabbit hole for 10 more seconds. I was able to pull up on YouTube. There it is. Eric Burdon and the Animals, Love
Found out.
Is.
Nice.
So at some point you'll have to go listen to the album. It's a great album.
I will. Thank you, Scott. Flashback.
All right. Well, we are going to flash right to our beautiful, wonderful co-host, the wonderful Tanjila, the creatrix of Soul Search, and she's going to introduce our first guest.
Yes, thank you all. Thank you, everyone. Omashar, thank you for the beautiful song and getting us out off to a amazing start as always. So great seeing you again. I haven't seen you since we were together in Santa Fe. So, so sending you so much love. And I'm excited because we are introducing Irene Schultz, and it's her first time with us on the show. So we're really excited. Irene is amazing. She is the founder of Illuminated Pathway in Mason, Ohio. So for any of you watching who are in Ohio, she's local to you, but of course you can contact her from anywhere in the world. Irene brings over 25 years of experience in personal transformation and energy healing. She walks alongside clients, helping them clear outdated patterns and reclaim the parts of themselves they were taught to suppress, guiding them beyond healing into the embodiment of their soul's highest expression. Her work draws on the Akashic records, soul realignment, shamanic medicine, and bioenergetic healing to read the imprints carried across lifetimes and clear what no longer serves. At its core, her work calls people back to their divine power and voice to access the sacred wisdom that has been waiting beneath the surface all along. So, really powerful work. Thank you so much for being here with us today, Irene.
Thank you, Tangela. It's nice to see you again, and I'm really excited to be here tonight. So yeah, I'm Irene, and I am in Mason, Ohio, close to Cincinnati. And like Tangela was saying, my work really centers around helping people step onto their highest path and really reclaim their soul purpose, using the Akashic records, doing soul realignment, shamanic medicine, and I also do bioenergetic healing. So I really, my work really centers, I'm not psychic. I use the records to really access a higher dimensional state, and we do some really deep soul work, really helping people uncover like why they're experiencing certain patterns or symptoms, and really diving into the root patterns or causes of including like past life stories, early life trauma, or ancestral imprints that may be affecting them now. And so I also offer activations and soul integrations where there may be like dormant soul aspects that are wanting to come online. So, for example, I recently had a client who kept on suppressing her truth, and she had a past life where she was an extremely persuasive public speaker. And this soul aspect really wanted to merge with her in this life, even though she was suppressing it in this lifetime because she had rejected that part of herself. And so we worked together to reclaim that soul part. So it's really amazing work. Most recently, I have been, my work has really expanded to like channeling higher dimensional beings. So it really started with the dragons a few years ago when the dragons, it was like the year of the dragon, and boy, the dragons really came in. But since then, some of the masters that I've channeled include Mother Mary, Jesus, Isis, and sometimes these beings come through when I'm in the records. So tonight, what I'm hoping to do is tune into the energies of August. So I do also offer collective energy readings. And so I just kind of offer a perspective. I go into the records and I do a little prayer. So I'll be quiet to get in and do my little prayer. And then once I get in, I get visions and downloads, and then I just interpret what I'm seeing. So I will be providing a channeling for what we can expect for August.
Quick question,
So,
Irene. Quick question. While
yes.
you're dropping in, do you want the audience to kind of tune in? Are you doing a reading for this audience in August or for the universe in August? How does that work?
So that's a good question, Scott. Actually, what I'm going to start off with is tuning into what's going on energetically behind the scenes, right? Like, so seeing, because a lot of times we get, like right now, we're getting bombarded with a lot of energies. And so I'm just tuning in to see what's going on. And a lot of times this relates to many people, including the audience members, because I feel like as these themes come in, it relates to many of us. Not always everyone, but I do feel like the themes are kind of an undercurrent kind of running through many people's lives. So it's really just looking to see, and what shows up sometimes is what might be going on with the earth. Like last month, I tuned into as soon as I opened the records for the 1st of July, I saw Leo. And even Leo season didn't start until the 21st. Like Leo came in really strong and he brought with him this like really bold, courageous energy. And coincidentally, there was a lot of people that were just felt this like surge of energy where things that had been put on hold, they suddenly had this newfound energy, this courage to move forward. And so, sometimes it's really whatever the flavor is. It could be astrology, it could be anything. So, what do you think if we get started?
That sounds wonderful.
Cool. And then maybe if we have time afterwards, we could also take a couple of questions from the audience, depending on how much comes through, and see if people want to get some more information about what's going on, how to navigate these energies, things like that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. All right. So I'm just going to take a couple of moments, like about 20, 30 seconds to get in my process, and then I'll let you know when the records are open. All right. Okay, the records are now open. Um, so so what I'm seeing is I'm actually seeing the Earth, and I'm seeing that the Earth is kind of like in this bubble. And I see these energies coming in that are like trying to hit the Earth or bombarding the Earth, but this bubble is almost like protective. Um, and it what I'm hearing is it's an incubation, so that's pretty interesting. Um, it's almost like the earth is in a phase of incubation. And what I'm hearing is that we are also going through a parallel. So what often happens with the earth, we also experience because we are organisms on the earth. We are connected to the earth. So it feels like even though there's a lot going on energetically, many of us are in this stasis or this incubation. And it's like we're being prepared for something. Um, it's almost like an anticipatory type of energy, but it's really asking us to rest, replenish. Um, right now, it's really easy to get sucked into the energies around us. And I think many people who are on this path are very sensitive people, and especially energetically. So I'm seeing that what we're being asked to do is really almost like a hermit. And like I see us, um, again, it's like, it's almost feels like, I'm seeing this image of being in a cocoon, like being like when a caterpillar is ready to become a butterfly, which is really interesting because it also feels like there's this rebirth that we're awaiting, something that's about to emerge within many of us. And the rebirth is kind of like a rebirthing of ourselves. It could be the creation of something new. It could be a new chapter in our lives, something that wants to move through us. Um, and so as we're in um, this stasis, we are recalibrating and preparing what's coming in the future. It's like I get this vision of us, like all these wires are kind of like rewiring, like we're rewiring at this collective level. And yeah. Um, And again, going back to people who are sensitive right now, it's important, I'm hearing, to really ground and to stay away from like big crowds if possible, especially if you're sensitive to those energies, because the energies are very chaotic or can be very chaotic. It's important to kind of find that place where you are more grounded. So it could be in nature. It could be things that are grounding to you. That could be like taking a warm bath, doing things that keep you grounded to the earth. Um, okay, so I'm tuning more into what's really happening in this incubation. Um, And my guides are comparing it to like what happens with children when they go through a growth spurt. It's like we're going through this rapid growth spurt, and it's similar to like when little children kind of go through that stage where they need extra rest and they might be experiencing like emotional up and downs. Their hormones are changing and they are kind of recalibrating. So I feel like we are kind of going through the same thing, and it's interesting because like recently I've had this, I don't know about you all, but I have had this like crazy need to rest more. So it's kind of this undercurrent that a lot of people are experiencing. Um, and what I'm hearing is what is really happening at a deeper level is that our DNA is actually upgrading, and we are able to hold more light in our DNA. So it's really amazing. It's beautiful. Um, this can be really hard for some people because just like when you're going through a growth spurt, there can be growth pains associated with it. So this could be showing up as different symptoms, such as pains in the body, things that you thought were gone, like symptoms that, from the past that are showing up, or even um, emotions or things that you thought that you already dealt with are showing up again. So yeah, this can be really difficult for some people. I'm hearing the word sanctuary, and it's really important for us to create our own sanctuary, and that could be different for different people. So it could be somewhere in nature. It could be in your own bedroom, or it could even be a sanctuary within your imagination. Just finding that safe place. Um, and again, they keep on saying it's really easy to get sucked into the chaos. So it's almost like that sanctuary is offering us a place to be rooted. Um, And it also allows us to repeatedly go there, right? When we create this sanctuary, it's like when we go there, um, that it just we build this association of like safety. like safety and comfort. So it's really going to allow us to navigate these chaotic energies without getting, again, sucked into the chaos, and just really allow us to like be in the world and just kind of witness things from a bird's eye view. And that's what I'm seeing. And it's interesting because as I said that, I was taken to this vision. So I just got back from Southern California. I don't know if any of you are from Southern California, but the waves right now in Southern California are crazy. I was just at Laguna Beach the other day, and they actually had to, the lifeguards had up yellow flags, and they were saying that they weren't renting any surfboards or anything like that because the waves were just so enormous. Um, and it's almost a metaphor or analogy, because what I was doing is I was like, well, I'm not going to go into the water because I don't really feel like getting beat up by the waves. So I just kind of sat back and I just watched the waves, and I was under my umbrella, and I just got to experience it from a bird's eye view. And that's what they're talking about, because the waves are kind of these energies that are coming in. Literally, they're coming in these waves, right? And they are, if we get in the water, we could potentially be battered by the waves. And I did see people actually, some people were brave enough to get into the water, and oh boy, they were certainly getting quite a joyride. So, but I'm hearing that you don't have to do that. You can stay within your sanctuary to um, maintain your anchoring, is what I'm hearing. It's like really being anchoring in your safe place in that sanctuary. So that's really interesting. Okay, so let me see what else. Okay, well, Lionsgate. So tuning into that. So Lionsgate energy is really very, in my experience, it's really about initiations. So in years past, I feel like every time I've gone through the Lionsgate, there's some type of initiation that kind of goes along with it. And I'm getting this vision, like I'm going through this portal, right? And what's interesting is the portal is actually going through the water, which I don't know what that means, but there's probably some significance there. And as I'm going through this portal in the water, I actually, at the end of the portal, I see two paths. Um, and I'm hearing the words choice point. I feel like it's this energy that kind of embodies like a fork in the road. Like we're at this fork in the road and we're being asked to make a choice where we either choose one path or another path. And what's interesting is I'm seeing myself wearing a blindfold. And I think the symbolism of that is really around not using our eyes to make a choice, because I think as humans, we tend to use our minds and our vision to kind of traditionally, what looks better, right? Like what are my pros and cons? What are the advantages and disadvantages? And that's how we normally choose. But what I'm sensing with this choice is really about using our internal navigation system. Yeah, and someone said bifurcation, and that's exactly it. We're in this bifurcation, and every choice that we make is very important. We're literally choosing one path or the other, right? There's a lot of duality playing out in the world right now. And but the way to navigate this is not the traditional way. It's really about tuning into your heart and feeling your way into it, because one choice might look more alluring, and if we use our eyes to choose, we may be fooled, or it may be an illusion. Okay, so it's really about tuning into our own navigation system to really move through these energies. Um, all right, let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, it's just really kind of a summary of what they're saying is just really that we're kind of in, like, they're showing me a roller coaster now, and we're in for this wild ride, um, playing out in the external world. Um, and the only way to navigate through this is, again, being anchored, grounded, trying to stay out of the chaos, trying to stay out of tr drama, being aware to our reactions. Um, and specifically just bringing light to our reactions and just noticing them, because what I'm hearing is it's old programs that are just playing out. They're just something that it's like a program that keeps on running, and the only way to um, move through it is to not resist it or push against it, but rather to um, bring awareness to it. And again, it's having that bird's eye view, like I was talking about earlier, to be able to see it into yourself without reacting. Um, and once you can observe it, you can be in an easier place to kind of catch yourself. And even if you don't catch yourself in the moment, it's really about even just observing it, and it almost lessens. It's like you're giving it less energy when you observe it. So if it happens again next time, it might be enough to where you don't get sucked into it. Um, okay. Do we have time for any questions from the audience?
Yeah, I actually also want to read to you some of the comments coming in from the audience.
Sure, sure,
So
sure.
if anybody has a question, pop it in because I'm looking at the chat box. But people are really relating well to what you're writing here. There's a really good responses. So I'm just going to read a few of the things that are coming in. Piper Dellums, who we're going to hear from a little bit, says, I am really resonating with this. So that's beautiful. Um, and a lot of us, we've talked a lot, by the way, Irene, about the bifurcation over the last year, really, different presenters. And so that's definitely something that as you were talking, I was curious. And then sure enough, you saw Susan's comment about bifurcation. Um, and Ayada writes, I'm sure feeling this a lot. Some days I have fairly good energy, and other days I can barely get things done. And that's, part of what I think you were talking about. Omishar also talking about the need for rest is really increased. Um, and GR mentions that it's related to the solar plexus upgrades, water and sun, and how that impacts that part of us. So, beautiful, beautiful. And let me see if anybody has any questions. Oh, here's one. Sylvia loves dragons. Tell us a little bit more about your experience of dragons. Like, what is the dragon energy and how do they come to you? That's very interesting.
Yeah. So my personal connection to dragons, I feel like they hold a lot of creation energy. So I feel like they are connected to the original DNA blueprints of Earth when the Earth was seeded. And every time they come in, their energy is really, really powerful, really holding a lot of creation and at the same time, like creation and destruction, because those are actually two, like the same energy, two parts of the same coin, right? So it's kind of like the opposite, but the same energy. So, and what I feel like the dragons have been doing is really working they use a lot of fire energy to kind of burn. The way they kind of described it to me is when farmers burn their fields after crops in order to kind of create new growth. And so I feel like when they came in the year of the dragon a couple years ago, it was really about they brought in a lot of burning, like kind of like purification energy, like they're here to purify. And what's interesting is the dragon energy actually comes through my session sometimes, and it comes through when clients are needing purification or also when they're needing a DNA activation. So when people, and I don't choose it, like they just come in when they Like I can't decide ahead of time, like if this person's going to get a dragon session, like they come in when they need to. A lot of times what people experience after one of these sessions is a lot of like really, like it wakes up a part of themselves that had been dormant for a while. So I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, we are out of time because we've got four more presenters tonight, actually.
Sure, sure.
But I want to remind people there are two ways that you can find Irene. First off, all of the people you've seen tonight, you can find on Soul Search. Just go to soulsearch.io, go into practitioners, do a search, and ask for Irene, and she will come right up. And there's a lot of different ways that people come up when you're working with the Soul Search website. And then she has, of course, her own website. And it's a beautiful, beautiful name for a website, illuminatedpathway.com. Illuminatedpathway.com. And there she is. Is there anything you'd like to make sure that we show people that are watching right now about your website, like how to schedule a session or any upcoming offerings you want to make sure we talk about?
It's actually not on my website yet, but I'm so excited to announce that I will be hosting a retreat next year in Greece. We will be
Wow.
going to sacred sites, and it's called Reclaiming the Voice of the Oracle. We're just in the process of I'm partnering with a friend from the Netherlands, and we're putting it together. And I think it's going to be amazing. It's going to be I'm not even going to call it retreat. It's more like a journey. So if you're interested, please email me because we are going to be putting out the information here in the next month.
Wonderful. Well, I'm half Greek, so
Oh,
there
awesome.
you
Yeah,
go.
I wondered about your last name, Scott.
Well, it used to be Katamerton.
Okay, yes.
So there you
Got
go.
you.
Well, I would love to have you back on the show again. You're delightful. And so let's have you back on once you've got everything all together for Greece so we can get a little more of Irene and help really promote the Greece adventure. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Irene, and thank you for bringing us into these collective energies of August together. That was really beautiful.
Thank you.
So now we have our next guest coming up, Dr. Joanne Justis, who we have had on the show before, but I'm so happy that she's joining us again. Dr. Joanne Justis is a Chaldean mathematician, numerologist, researcher, software developer, author, and educator whose work has focused on preserving, reconstructing, and advancing the ancient Chaldean mathematical system for the modern world. For decades, she has combined historical research, mathematical analysis, software engineering, and personal consultation to develop practical tools designed to help individuals better understand themselves, their relationships, and their life direction. And really, Dr. Joanne, you have created such an incredible body of work, bringing Chaldean numerology out to the world right now. Very, very powerful. And welcome back to the show. Oh, you're on mute.
Thank you very much for having me back. I'm very passionate about my work. I am a logistics expert by trade and intuitive by birth. And I'm an Aquarius and I bleed for everyone, basically. I care about everyone. I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you come from. I'm here to help you. And I took over my mother's work, and this was not an easy assignment. This has taken me decades. I have perfected my software programs. There are no other programs out there that can produce the results that I can. And I want everyone to understand that your name and your birth date form your DNA code. I can decrypt that DNA code and turn that into a life blueprint. It is your owner's manual. It tells you who you are, how you operate, what you come in to do in this lifetime. That doesn't mean you have free will and choice. So you can change that anytime you want. This is like reading a personalized consumer report on your pros and cons, which is really, really important. So I like to deal with your control panel. I don't really care when people say, well, I said this about myself and this is what I do. I said, no, I want to know what the little boy and the little girl look like from the inside out. So I have developed by decrypting your name and your birth date, and there's no accident with that name and birth date, I produce a comprehensive character analysis, and it is thorough. I know everything about you, all your personal characteristics and traits, your karmic lesson in this lifetime, emotional and physical, your life lessons, which can really mess you up for reasons, and all your opportunities. It is so thorough. It is a roadmap, and we're working so hard to figure out who we are. With all of the readings I've ever done, most of my clientele have gone through some form of counseling, which is great, except the sad part of it is they spent too much time trying to figure themselves out. And they said, if I'd only had a blueprint that explains all this stuff so I can give this to the counselor, I could have gotten through this a lot faster. In addition to that, because so many people said, well, could you do this? Could you do that? Yeah. So for example, I have two websites. The numbersareYou.com website. I do partner matching, which I love to do. I do relationship compatibility. I do a legal name evaluation, which is very, very important. Naming is not as easy as you think. I do business naming, and for special people, I will do baby name evaluation. That's one site. And then my Map Me Too site, this is the blueprint I want everybody to have. If you want to learn about yourself, you want to learn how to communicate, it is very, very thorough. I will tell you that the most difficult development for everyone, and everybody comes in having to work on it, is when you avoid confrontation. There are two levels. There's a business level and a personal level. You may be great in one and not the other, but you need a check mark in both. Because when you give away your power, because you can't say no and you say yes instead, you make decisions that aren't necessarily in your best interest. And it takes time to develop that. It is not something you can do overnight, especially if you come in from an environment where you were abused or you had controlling parents and your mom and dad said, no, you can't afford that, you can't have that. You have all this garbage in your subconscious mind, and it takes time to work through that. And by having this life blueprint, you can read through. I don't just tell you, what your trait is. I give you examples of everything possible surrounding that trait. So I love what I do. And most importantly, like I said, people call me and say, can you do this? Can you do that? Excuse me. So I have just expanded my work for doing business and personal readings. And what more can I say? We have a control panel. Life is a numbers game, and everything is in the universe is based on numbers and frequencies. And that's just the way we operate. We live in an address. We have phone numbers. We have bank accounts. Animals have tags. Cars have VIN numbers. Everything has a DNA code. Bottom line. So
Dr. Joanne, just what I wanted to do is let you know, it's wonderful. I know you're willing to do a reading for someone. And Piper actually specifically asked. So you can share a little bit more, but what do you need for Piper to give you for her little mini reading today?
Well, I'm not going to do it today. What I'm going to do is if you will email me, because I have to generate the report, which takes a minute. I want to take time. Send me an email. What I need is your birth name exactly as if you were baby A, I need baby A, your full, middle, and last name and your birth date. And if you've legally changed your name, I need that name too. Stage names and nicknames do not count. It is your birth name and your current legal name that matter. And if you will send it to either one of my websites, I will generate your report and do a intuitive reading for you.
Beautiful, thank you. And I apologize for misunderstanding. But I do, Tanjila pointed out that you were recently really honored by this article as being the most influential neurologist. What is Chaldean science?
Oh, that goes back to 4004 BCE. The Chaldees introduced mathematics and astrology to the world. We still use mathematics from them. The sad thing about it is, during the generations in the lifetime, all kinds of information that was incorrect got passed down. And unfortunately, one author to another author to another author copied everyone's mistakes. And the reason why this article was very important to me is taking me 20 years to get it published, because I wanted to be very careful and respectful of other people's, careers and their modalities. But my mother worked with Dr. Juno Jordan in the 1980s. And Dr. Juno Jordan introduced mathematics, Chaldean mathematics, or numerology, to the world, and everybody used her system from that point on. She did not know about Chaldean mathematics. She did not know until close to when she passed, because I have unpublished letters between my mother and Dr. Juno Jordan, and she realized that her system was not the right system, or it was not the only system out there. And so the Western system is not 100%. The Chaldean system is 200%. And it's based on sound frequencies. So I was pleased that I was able to finally say my piece and put it out there. Now, the problem is you have to be an expert to understand what is right and what isn't right. And an average person going up to the internet is just reviewing things, and it sounds good, so they go for it. But the mathematics is really, really important. If you get the wrong mathematics, you get the wrong result. But you wouldn't know that unless you were an expert. So
Dr. Joanne, thank you so much for introducing Chaldean numerology to all of us. And I think, people haven't had a chance to see it, but the blueprint, I actually have had the experience of having a blueprint done by you, and it is so comprehensive. It's unbelievable. It's like a book that you provide to people based on their birth date and birth name that really goes over so many different aspects of one's life, as well as our past lives, our karma, why we're here. I think a couple of questions that I think might be interesting for the audience is what happens if you change your name? Obviously, a lot of people change their name. A lot of people get married. Women get married and change their name. Are people really changing their life path when they change their name? What happens?
okay, the story goes, if you change your name, you got a whole new different personality and a whole new life. That is false. It doesn't work that way. So when you come in, the original birth certificate, because you might have been adopted, is Program A. Program A is with you from birth to death. When you legally change your name, not a nickname, but legally change it, you only change three components, so three personal core characteristics. They can be identical to the birth name, slightly different, or drastically different. If they're drastically different, you're going to feel an irritation, but you're not going to know it's because of a name change. It takes 9 years for the new name to resonate. So you have Program A and you have Program B, and they're frequencies, and they have to get along. They have to get along. And I'll give you an example. One of my clients was so happy before she got married and giggly. She had a beautiful 3, the butterfly, the entertainer, all that great stuff. And she called me up and she said, I've been married a few months and I'm miserable. I'm depressed. I don't understand what's going on with me. So when I generated Program A and then I generated Program B, she went from the butterfly to the intellectual to the hermit, the loner. The hermit, the loner doesn't like the butterfly. And these two have to work together. So people don't realize how important a name change is. So I do name change evaluations. And also the greatest gift a parent can give their child is the name they bestow on them at birth, because that is their DNA code. That is their program for life. The only thing that changes if you change your name, 3 components that can change, and it can really devastate a lot of people because they don't understand what they're changing, what they're swamping out, what they got versus, what they're getting. And I'd say 98% of the time, it can be more devastating than positive.
And I think it's so interesting also that you do the numerology for business now. And so how does that work? What people give you the day they started the business? How does that work for a business or an organization?
No, I don't like to go by the date, and I'll tell you why. Because it's based on rules and regulations, when you can file, when you not file, and that's like, looking for a needle in a haystack. I take the name and I generate the blueprint for that, and it breaks down the 3 components that tells you, is this going to be a successful name, like 8s, 1s, 9s? Ooh, that's really great. But if you get a passive 2 or a 6, which is passive, that is not a great vibration, period. So I can evaluate the name, and I have one client that just called me, and he asked me to evaluate. He's doing a book tour. Well, before he does that, he's trying to choose the book name, And we went through like 20 of these names before he found the right name that was the perfect fit. But you would not know until you generate it. Like a lot of people will say, I'm going to use a biblical name for my child because it means this. Doesn't mean zip because it's frequencies, it's energies. And so when it calculates out, that's a whole different story than the meaning of what you think it means. So it's very, very powerful. That's why I love it.
And Omashar is asking a question. He says, I have been using the name Omashar for over 2 decades. It is not my birth name. What effects might be happening to me as a result of this?
Okay, two things. If you are signing all your legal contracts with your legal name and you have a legal name on a driver's license and you use that on passport, it doesn't do anything. But if you're using that name plus your current name, there is interference, but you would not know unless there was an evaluation to know the A and B.
So, Omashar, are you using your stage name anywhere else legally or just as your stage name? And you're muted.
Yeah. It's okay. I was just getting ready for something else. Yes, I actually got a bank account which allow me to use Omashar as my sign name, and I haven't used it for a long time. But I used to sign everything Omashar for quite some time, and I had no idea that that might be putting an interference pattern into my vibe, Joanne. And so you're suggesting that I need to get it analyzed.
Absolutely. And the thing of it is a lot of my clients, like movie stars and stuff, they use their legal name, also known as on a contract. So it takes care of both A and B.
Yeah. I have mine's an AKA, even though I've used it so much that 90% of the people I know have no idea of my original birth name, which is Rumpelstiltskin, of course. And so that was a joke.
But you need to know. You need to know what you came in with. That is the plan that you came in with. Okay. Now we don't. Most people don't fulfill their plan because life gets in the way, right? Things happen, and you go down a different direction. You bounce around for a while, and maybe you go forward, and it's great for a while, and then you hit another stop sign or whatever. So we don't always get to where we need to go. But it's always great to know what you are capable. What is your full potential? What can you possibly get out of who you are? That's really important to me. And I'll give you, I have a lot of clients that have the financial numbers, and then they have a couple little passive numbers. The passive numbers, like a little 2, is the peacemaker, very sensitive, no drama, no upset. Well, if you have one of those numbers, that's like a stop sign, and you've got the accelerator one way you want to go forward, but that
Right.
stop sign allows the confusion. It's like you buy a Ferrari and everyone says, well, why aren't you driving it? And you say, well, when I release the brake, I'll hit the accelerator. But
Yeah,
you
no, I've
cannot,
actually experienced that a lot of my life, this double-edged
yeah,
energy, and I've tried to accelerate forward, and something has just either have me veer off or stop me. So thank you for the insight.
yeah,
Yeah. And Carol is also asking, what is the significance of the middle name? Is there a significance of the middle name?
absolutely. In order to give you the right answer, the right blueprint, I need exactly what's on your birth certificate. If you were baby A or baby B, I have to run baby A or baby B. The first original birth certificate is everything. Now, if you decide to change it later on, that's program B. And if you change it, like one of my clients changed her name 11 times, she's an astrologer. She thought she was going to be this different person each time. And she was so stunned when we went through 11 names. And she said, that didn't happen that way. And I said, yeah, the only one that counts is your first name, program A, and your current name, which is program B. Nothing in between.
Wow. Wow.
So the
Amazing.
naming, if you know what, I often think about Elon Musk. He named his children formulas. I couldn't even do a blueprint on him because it doesn't fit into the program. And Chaldean is universal to all cultures, all cultures. And it is just like the Vedic system, except the Vedic system isn't universal. It's just in India and that group of that culture alone for how they calculate out. But
Mhm.
can't be Chaldean. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Wow. And Susan Sabbath is asking, what if you don't use your middle name?
You don't need your middle name to use. You don't need to sign on an account, but I would suggest that if you do any contracts or anything, you use your full name
Mm-hmm.
because that is the full energy vibration of your program, your blueprint, your owner's manual, um, your control panel. This is who you are.
Yeah.
I
And
never use, I never use my middle name.
I see people asking for your website link. So we've put in the chat mapme2.com and your soul search profile, and numbers are you. Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So we have that. And then Piper was just asking, I was a butterfly before my marriage too, added a hyphenated last name and trauma knocked over and over, but went directly back to my birth name, but the butterfly is no longer. Where'd the butterfly go? Is she coming back?
It depends on what's in her blueprint. I would want to run her birth name. Obviously, the only way I can do it is to run the birth chart first. That's step one. And then see where she was in step two, and then remove it out, and then see what the confusion is, what the block is. And then I have another chart. It's called the essence chart. This is the one that everybody loves after they get the blueprint. It tracks you from age 1 to your current age out 5 years in the future. I have people saying, well, I'm going to move. I don't know what's going to happen. What do you think? And it's also a clearing chart. You know, when you buy stock, hopefully you look at the whole history of the stock. I do the same thing. And I go back to childhood traumas along the way, and I clear them. And then we get to where we are today. And then 5 years in the future, a lot of people ask me that question.
Wow, amazing, amazing. So Scott, maybe you could pull up both of
Yeah,
Joanne's websites
yeah,
and take a
yeah,
look.
let's do that. So she's got two websites, but I really liked this one. It's very easy to navigate, and it's a great number. It's a easy one to remember. Numbersru.com. And instead of it being spelled A-R-E, it's just the letter R. So
Right.
numbers, the letter R, the letter U.com. And this is where you can contact her. It's just real easy. Just click contact her. There's her email address, and that's where you can reach out to her and schedule a way to get a reading from her and provide the information. And it's a really simple and easy and wonderful website. And there's a lot of information here. So she specializes in many services, including partner matching. Carol Craig, I know you're looking for a partner now, relationship compatibility, and even business naming analysis, as well as personal development. So many wonderful services that she's providing. And Dr. Joanne, I really acknowledge and honor the extraordinary devotion you have to this work. When you talk about it, when you talk about how you carry on what your mother started, how many decades you and your mother combined have spent doing this work, I get it. I get that this is a truly extraordinary devotion and a powerful life journey that you are leading.
Thank you. The most important thing I want everyone to know is they have a roadmap, they have a blueprint. It would be so simple if everybody understood that if parents had a blueprint on their children, they could better influence them. They'd better understand. I have twin sons. Okay, so their birth date's the same. So their development is the same, but their name is different. And the name reveals your personal characteristics and traits, while the birth date reveals the development. And it'd be so much easier to know that you've got this roadmap of what's what.
Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing the power of the name and what you can provide
Oh,
people.
absolutely. Yes.
So, love it. So thank you, Dr. Joanne, for this incredible science that you are bringing to all of us and everyone. Definitely a lot of questions coming in about names and name changing. So of course, people are very curious. So you guys know how to reach Dr. Joanne Justis and dive in further. Thank you.
You.
Thank you, Dr. Joanne. Hope to talk to you again soon.
Okay, thanks.
Well, Tangela, we always do fundraising, And on July 1st, exactly 1 month ago, we launched a fundraiser for our beloved friend Piper Dellums. And as you see, we raised a little over $3,000. And look at all, those are all of our friends. They're all global peace tribers that provided this amazing support for her. And so Piper is back with us tonight. And she's got it's really fun to hear what this $3,000 went towards. And so welcome back, Piper. And tell us a little bit about how your kids are doing. For the people who don't know, tell us maybe a little bit about the kids and a little bit about what that money has gone towards.
Well, I've been sending all of these, like, I always send little video updates to Scott in the morning because he sends these beautiful good morning messages. So I made a video, like a 1 minute video. On Monday, school started again. We had the whole summer program, as you remember, which was ROARS as a part of the Aspire School District in Sacramento, and a very hard district. And then I just brought on another school where I am teaching 5th and 6th graders, and in an even more challenging environment in the city of Stockton. And I had to really make a decision about this because I am driving 137 miles a day. So I'm pretty tired. I'm hoping that it's this upload that's happening. But the classroom, I wanted to show you guys the classroom and everything that you provided for the kids, the art projects, the art and the pencils and the binders and the colors and the paints and all the stuff. But our planter boxes are built. We actually bought a lot of wood. We have built, Scott has a little video of it. We built 2 benches already. And then we had 2 that we kind of found on the side of the road that weren't wood. But the kids were able to paint them. And we have, I think, 6 wood planter boxes already built. And some, as you see, if Scott shows it, we still have to finish putting together. We have been really trying to work the earth. We're getting donations of plants, but it is 101 degrees here. And we are in a heat wave that has been extraordinary, and also in such a drought. So getting through that earth is pretty intense. So we're going to need a watering system and all that. So when you see this, when you see what we've done, you're going to go, it looks like you're in the middle of the desert, but we're in Northern California.
And Piper, you've actually sent me 2 videos. So you want me to play them both?
Sure. They're all, there's just like a minute. You can cut.
Actually, one is 4 minutes and one is 5 minutes, but
you can cut
but we'll go ahead and we'll give it a go. Here we go.
Yeah, and I look super tired, guys. Oh yeah.
All right, here we go. Come on. That's funny. All right, let me try again. It was playing a moment ago. Let's try that again.
So we will get to plant. These are older boxes, but we actually tried to do bulbs. They didn't last, but there are more additional here. The bulbs didn't last. It's just too hot and dry, and we don't have a watering system, but we're gonna figure that out, work that out. And the other, hello. Oh, these 2 benches, these we built.
So now these are benches that you built with some of the funds raised, correct?
Well, I'll go show you over there. There are more planter boxes here and here. And, well, that's tires. And there's planter boxes here. So this size. There's one. And the little benches the kids have painted. That's their first little benches. We cleared this area. This is a second planter box we'll continue to put together. And a third planter box. And a fourth planter box. And these are just some plants that people donated. We're gonna try to get some more. See, they're little boxes, some rubber plants, some things that we were hoping maybe we can bring back to life. How sweet is this? Teach them, love them, watch them grow. And here is, it's very, very hot, but we'll be digging through here. And here is another planter box. And yeah, so we're gonna make a nice little area, and it's gonna be really cool.
Wow. Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, I just realized I was like, if I had no, I thought I was just sending it to Scott. So it's not like the best videos. And it was 101 degrees, but but you have to keep in mind it's just two of us out there, and we're not builders, but it's going to be really, really nice, and we just have to one step at a time. So if you show a piece of the other one, you'll see where the majority of the funding went as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and you remember how that classroom before had holes in the wall. It looked like it's pretty awful. It was covered with all of their art from last term, but you have to take all that down for a new group of kids. So we're starting again, and this is literature and social. It's really cool.
Okay, here we go. You know what? It seems like, I guess I have to just start it every time or again. So hang on a second.
Good morning, Van.
Shoot, sorry.
Good morning, family. I just wanted to invite you into my new classroom. So this year it is 5th grade literature, English, and social studies, and 6th grade social studies. So I'm gonna flip it around and let you see what together we have created. Yes, together. You did it with me. Oops, let me switch it around. Oh, this way, sorry. So, these are their little class jobs. They lead their little expectations for the day. We have some of our great authors, Langston Hughes, Toni Morrison. We have Frederick Douglass, Ralph Ellison, Alice Walker, James Baldwin. These are points that they receive. 10 things that require 0 talent. Being on time, making an effort. Yep, we know these are true. Our welcome, our little clock. Let's just do a circle around. See all these colorful notebooks? That's you. You did that. All of these colorful items, this came from your love and your support. These notebooks. Books.
So now, are these all books that you bought for them, or?
Butler, Maya Angelou. Yes, we bought books. Remember, there's no library. More of the
Right.
books, and we got books donated. Always in knowledge. So this term, we're teaching. So we're talking about story, narrative, image, integrity, grace, courage, speculation, empowerment, wisdom, justice, perceptive, liberation, emotion, activism, unity. Catcher in the Rye. And we're teaching, there's a Percy Jackson. So, things that we could get involved. If anyone out there, knows or has supplies, this is my chill out lounge. I call it my Zen den. And this is because when kids are coming in, they come in oftentimes with a lot of, emotion. So they can anonymously, anytime they want, they say, Teacher Piper, I need to go to the Zen Den. To let them know that all difficult roads, always lead on a beautiful journey. I just took this stuff out of my backyard to provide for them. And sometimes they just need a break.
Yeah.
And all of these things you guys provided, these boards, eraser boards, all of the binders, all of those, everything there. And for 135 kids, and this is not even the art stuff. This was just on Friday. School started Monday, so this is bringing them into the room. All the poster boards. You'll notice all their pencils. Thank you for that. Colored pencils and pens, and we gave them all. I sent that to you earlier. They all have backpacks. Backpacks that are full. Most kids don't have backpacks, they all have t-shirts that match, 2 sets for uniform. So one child doesn't have a nicer thing to wear than another, than the other. So all of these things you saw at the bottom there, the sketch pads. Inside the cupboard is all of their paints and clay. So it's simple, but it's the provision. So I'm really grateful. This is their affirmation board. Every day they have to read out loud that they're loved and awesome and smart and fun and clever. And we check in with their emotions every day and how they're feeling. So we have a mood meter, and we have to check in, and we talk about all aspects of what they're coming into the room. So yeah.
So we will get to
Lance.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, Piper. Thank you so much for the incredible work that you're doing.
Yeah, in the second film that I sent you last week, they can see all of the rest of it, all the beautiful art, the charcoal, the paint, and the work that they're doing to become young artists and express themselves. So thank you to the Global Peace Tribe. Thank you so much. You provided everything there. And I cannot tell you, I'm going to film them all the time so you can see what you're doing for these kids that have nothing. For them, it's huge, really huge.
Thank you. And so one more time, I want to invite people. I know many of you have already donated. I'm going to donate some more right now. And just go to, for those of you watching on Facebook and YouTube who don't have access to our Zoom room, just go to GoFundMe and put in Piper Dellum's Dreamers. That comes up. There are 2 Piper Dellum's GoFundMes, but you want this one that's supporting her young emerging creative dreamers, the Roar Kids. Then just click donate now. And a reminder that when you donate, I'm going to donate 88 because that's the number of abundance, and it's August and we're getting ready for Lionsgate. One thing to know is you don't need to add 17.5% for GoFundMe. You can just go to this little toolbar and bring it all the way down. I mean, if you want to give something to GoFundMe, go for it, but you don't have to. You can just adjust the toolbar however you want to. Okay?
Yeah, and if anyone knows anyone that is in the Bay Area and they want to donate plants, my big dream is to allow there at some point to be something that's canopied so they can grow their own fruits and vegetables. I would love for there to be able to be some organic food there for the kids that they can just pick, and we can send baskets of fruit or vegetables home. So, and pray for them, keep praying for them. There's a lot going on.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your incredible work.
Love you, Scott. Love you, Global Peace Tribe.
I just want to read a couple of the comments that have come in. Grace writes, incredible, Piper. Wonderful. What a gift you are providing for these children. Susan Bloomquist writes, bravo, Piper. There should be an award for those who serve children. Tim writes, such a beautiful program you've created, Piper, with an open heart. Shoshana has a question. If you can be quick, Shoshana, put it in the chat box.
Get it in the chat box.
Well, okay, go ahead and ask.
Just really quick. I've been one of the wonderful organizations. Hi, you're like my favorite piece Global Peace Tribe angel that I've never even talked to directly. I just adore you. I pray for you. You are just like the living legacy of blessing. Oh my God. Okay, so I've been working with Founding Mothers Movement, thanks to this show and being connecting. They're doing the World Peace Children's Day. And I keep flashing on you. I'm like, Piper, I've got to reach Piper. She is the one. So I'm going to reach out to you. But
get all of
I was saying that I was,
from Scott.
Okay. That I was like a Montessori, I had a master's or whatever. And they're like, oh, and because I was talking about for peace, we need peace education. We need that for the world, bringing in all the indigenous wisdom, everything that was, erased by the patriarchy. We need to bring it back. So that's the project I'm taking on, 365 Days of Peace. And I'm going to reach out to you.
Please, we have a lot of Native children, a lot of indigenous children. Our school is predominantly indigenous, Mexican, Central American. We have refugees and African American. That's pretty
We'll
much.
continue the conversation. There's also awards for creativity for kids, and it's going to be this huge thing. And the United States is the only country that hasn't accepted the UN rights of children. It's crazy.
Absolutely. And
so I'm going to reach out to you.
Susanna, I love you. I love you. And everyone, keep in mind the Black and Missing Project. If you think about it, there's still now, remember the last time we spoke, there were 98,000 missing African American girls in America since 2024. 98,000, I believe. If you go on that nonprofit, it's up to over 200,000. No one's looking. No one's looking. So please, please, please help to donate to that nonprofit. And I have a whole section in my We Are Is Love boutique under Beautifully Black. Anything that's purchased, clothes, backpacks, get donated to schools, and those monies go to this nonprofit. So we've really got to, we got to start helping our children.
In the chat so we can start connecting right away. Thank you.
Yeah, indigenous children are missing too.
Go ahead and just send each other direct messages in the chat box. That's a great way to do it.
Thanks, Scott. We love you. Bye.
Thank you, Piper. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shoshana. All right. Well, we've got a lot to integrate. Piper, understanding numbers, the dynamics of what's happening in August. So to integrate all of this we go to our beloved house musical artist for the mid-show song break.
Yes. Holy smoke. Thank you, Piper. That was rocking, sharing. For some reason, my daily prayers are for the children of our world now. And it's something that you have brought into my consciousness. Thank you so much. But it needs to come from all of us because that is where it starts and that is also where it can stop. And so thank you. And so here's a rocking little number. I have a little announcement to make, but maybe I'll do it later, Scott, with GPTs. And so put on your headphones, get on your dancing shoes. And let's go down a rabbit hole. How about that? Okay, here we go.
Creation, life is what you make it. Sometimes you have to fake it, to walk upon a new path, to set yourself free. Freedom is our birthright, together we will take flight, and open the horizons of this new reality. Love the life you live the life you love. Wake up, it's time for us to make up and walk the same direction, the one in which we're rising as one world family. yourself is changing. Our lives are rearranging to ones of joy and laughter, peace and harmony. So love the life you live the life you love. Bring yourself to life, bring yourself to love. Life you love yourself to life, give yourself to love. And now the choice is made, we hear the call to freedom. Our light will reveal all. There are no shadows, no fall. This nation, the one in which we're living, the one in which we're loving, the one in which we're giving our life force to all. Our sisters and our brothers are lifting one another, respecting all of nature and seeing the you in me, seeing the you in me, seeing the you in me, seeing the you in me. Love the life you live the life you love. Bring yourself to life, bring yourself to love. Love the life you live the life you love. Love yourself to life, give yourself to love. Creation, freedom, wake up. This nation,
Oops, that was rocking and rolling and getting the energy running beautifully.
It was, and yeah, I haven't worked out that glitch. There's a weird glitch where 2 seconds every so often drops out, and I've rebuilt my computer. And the last thing is tomorrow. I've had to buy a new backup drive, and I'm going to reinstall my operating system. So I don't know what's up, Scott. But anyway, hopefully it didn't take away
No.
the.
Well, it's funny to watch because everybody's dancing and then it's silence and people are like, and then it starts up again. So
yeah, well,
it's almost become part of
hopefully, yeah, it's what it is. I'm doing my best, but
it's
we have also,
almost sorry. It's almost fun. It's almost fun when it happens. So it's all good. But
Yeah.
you know what? While we've got the spotlight on you, why don't you share with us what you've got coming up?
I will. Can you guys hear me okay? I've
You sound great.
in my little control room here, I have to change all these mic sources and do this, that, and the other. So what I'm going to do now is share my screen, hopefully. Oh, that's the wrong bloody thing. I swear when I'm stressed. So, okay, there we go. Sharing my screen. And there's two things happening. But first, There is a house in New Orleans. So Victor Briggs was a member of the Animals. I did not know him then because that was way beyond my time. However, this is how I met him as a Sikh in Agape Church in California with Michael Beckwith, and he met Ravi Shankar, and he left the Animals, and he became a really well-known Indian instrumentalist, and then he became a really famous Hawaiian musician, and that's where I knew him. And this is him. He passed about a couple of years ago, a year and a half ago, tragically rather young. However, this is Mr. Animals, Vic Briggs, who became Antion Vikram Singh Meredith, a Sikh. And so that's that. And also I'm a part of this thing called the Global Peace Activation, globalpeaceactivation.org. And it's originating out of Australia. So it starts on Lions Gate in Australia, which is late night on the 7th here. And it's going to follow about 100 different groups around the world as the time shifts to spread a wave of peace around the world. And I have been invited to play two short, like 20-minute sets on the Friday, which is their 8th, and the Saturday, which is our 8th. And so go to globalpeaceactivation.org and sign up. It's free. And you can just tune it at any time. And this is also to do with Unity Earth. And it's broadcast by our friends in Vancouver, Hubcast, amazing facility up there that we are all involved in. And anyway, that's my thing, I think. Scott, I'll put in the chat box the information, but you can just sign up and click on whenever you're awake and watch what happens, because it's a 24-hour live stream. There we go.
Great. Thank you so much. And let's all do that. And that is amazing, the whole connection that you talked about, and love is, and it's all in an amazing.
It is the ways that Scott and I are connected, and all of us, I am sure, if we extrapolate through our history, is probably no surprise. But as as the time goes on in each other's presence, we're finding these new connections that really. Okay.
I coached and then took out on a couple of dates the mother of one of Aum RA's children, as an example.
Hello.
Right?
I know. It's like, really? Dude.
Yeah.
She's mine.
She's all yours. She's all yours.
Yeah, cancel clear. We're still really good friends. I'm friends with all the mothers of all my children, so that's a good thing.
Even the ones that you don't remember. All right.
Okay, bye.
Here we go. I am going to turn it back over to our beautiful Tanjila, who has another introduction for us.
Thank you, Scott. And again, thank you for the beautiful song, Aum RA. That was very empowering and activating for all of us. Loved it, loved it. So now I'm really excited to be introducing Rich Silver to the show. He's also first time on the show. I'm happy because he's also creating a Soul Search TV show. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be filmed on his incredible retreat property in the Sierra Vistas. And Rich is a representative of the Ascended Masters and a spokesperson for the nature kingdoms and the divine world. He is the founder and director of the Eco-Spiritual Wisdom School, University of Earth, dedicated to helping bring in the prophesied golden age of Aquarius. During his 28-year career as a California State Park Ranger, he created many programs within and outside state parks for healing the relationship between the human world and the natural world. He holds a bachelor's degree in a special major, mind and nature, a master's degree in counseling and psychology with an emphasis in ecotherapy, and has completed his doctoral coursework in applied eco-psychology. He has an incredible eco-spiritual wisdom school on his retreat property in the Sierra Vistas. I think Diara says that you've actually visited the property. I'm excited because I'll be visiting there. We'll be filming his Soul Search TV show there in October, so I can't wait to go and check it out. But Rich is on command from the Ascended Masters that he's got to come out to the world and share his wisdom. So we're so grateful that he's part of our Soul Search family and community. Rich, you were with us in Mount Shasta at our Mount Shasta Expo last weekend. Everyone loved you, and we're looking forward to hosting you again at our Concord Expo next weekend. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Rich, share with us, you have such a remarkable story, and so much you have to share with the community for this age of Aquarius. So definitely would love to hear from you.
Okay, well, thank you, Tanjila, and thanks for inviting me here, and Scott and all this beautiful group of people. It's fun to be with like-minded. When the pre-show, Scott was asking what we're each going to share, and so I shared what I said what I might share, and he said, "No, we're all very aware of the golden age," and so good. That's what I'd like to share about. I will say this, that I am on assignment here on Earth to help Saint Germain and Portia and the Ascended Masters bring in this golden age, prophesized golden age. And so we ended up here on this beautiful land. And wherever you are, anywhere, I guess, because we have an international airport 1 hour from here. So you can fly into Reno and come to this magical land. I like to say, as a park ranger for almost 30 years, I have a pretty good sense of what beautiful land is and what magical land is. And this is the most beautiful magical park I've ever worked at. And I worked on Sonoma Coast, and I worked different places. And it's just something going on here. And a lot of it has to do with what the masters have taught me of how to bring in a golden age. But first, I want to say where we are here in the Northern Sierra. We all are aware of sacred mountains, right? There's sacred mountains around the world. And we happen to be at the foot of a triple goddess landscape. And the Mother Mountain, Great Mother Mountain, is anchored here. And it actually, unbelievably, is the imminent expression, the embodiment of Prakriti, cosmic Mother Nature, that she would be this interested in this planet and this little place blows me away. But she has anchored her presence here, and it is absolutely magical of what we are doing. And I will invite you to come. I just finished my memoir called Salamander's Breath, the memoir of a ranger mystic. Let's see, is that it? Never mind. And I'm editing it, getting ready to publish. And the last days before I get ready to publish, I'm in doing a little weight workout. And this rainbow shows up at my feet, about the size of that book. And I couldn't, I looked out the window, and there's no way a rainbow could be coming through the sun through the pine trees. And then I remembered that Great Mother Mountain had asked me to write a postscript to end this book. And that postscript invites you all to come and sit with this sacred Mother Mountain. She herself will uplift us. Most people do not know this, but the Buddha actually was enlightened by meditating on the Divine Mother. And so this is the Divine Mother Mountain that she's invited anybody to come and be in her presence. I wanted to share a couple things about what I've been told will help us bring in this golden age. A lot of talk about it. The first and primary thing, of course, is that we become our higher selves. In my path, we call it the sun within. We become our fifth dimensional sun within, shining light throughout the world wherever we go. The Blessed Mother came to me a few years ago, and I guess I reel it back a little bit. I founded the Endangered Species Fair with my wife 45 years ago. It's the longest running environmental education event in the nation. And it was way back when I found out about extinction crisis, and hence the sacred activism that Diara talked about. And so I've been kind of on a soapbox about extinction, how we've been treating the earth for my entire career. And the Blessed Mother, Holy Mary, came to me 3 years ago now, and she said this as the key point to creating a golden age. You must now become oblivious to the troubles of the world, past, present, and future, and what yet may come in the future, he said. And I thought I was getting off the hook because I have been trained by the masters to do sacred rituals, and I do them at 4 a.m. for the last 43 years. And I thought, oh, I don't have to worry about the troubles of the world. I don't have to get up in the morning. But no, she said this: accept your fervent prayer rituals for earth and inhabitants. You must now take all of your attention, your imagination, and place it on creating the beautiful world we're creating together. So the way the masters have taught me, and my amazing experiences have been, that I trust beyond anything that I trust at all, is I trust them, is that going forward to create a golden age, it will be what I call the miracle of we, that will go forward with where the human community and the natural world and the divine worlds go forward as one sacred community. And that's actually my dharma. It was encoded in my heart. You know, Rumi said that we are each made for a particular work, and that work has been placed in every heart. And so this has been my work. It was a little bit hard to do as a ranger when I was wearing a badge and a gun. You know, I didn't talk much about the ascended masters because diagnosis is psychotic. I learned when I got my master's degree, oh my gosh, I can diagnose myself. I'm psychotic. I talk to the masters and talk to trees. But anyway, this is this piece that I want to share with you, that we actually will need to create this intimate, loving relationship with the natural world, the divine world, and the human community, all three. And I'll share with you a couple things that, how do we do that? One is Buddha told us, right? Buddha told us that with our thoughts, we create our world. And so this is this piece that's so important, that what we think about, we become, right? Everybody kind of is pretty aware of that. And so one of the real keys in going with the golden age, it's called, actually, there's a cosmic law to this. It's called the law of congruency. What we think on, we become. You know, and you guys know that when you watch the news, you think on it and you feel all weird inside. You become it. And so what this is, this mastery the masters ask us for, is to really master our thoughts and focus on imagining the most beautiful world we possibly could live in. And that's one of the things I teach at our school. Some time ago, just before the Mother Mary told me this about our imaginations and become oblivious to the troubles of the world, Jesus comes. And I have to tell you, I was going to be a scientist. I was going to get a PhD in plant physiology when all heaven broke loose. I wasn't raised with religion. I didn't know anything about it. And then trees started speaking to me, and these masters start showing up. And I'm a little feeling like, uh-oh, you might be crazy, Rich Silver. And, you know, some people probably think maybe I still am. But I'm having a good time, whatever is wrong with me. And so Jesus comes, and I'm annoyed. I had read some headline. This is before Mother Mary tells me to get off my soapbox and oblivious. And I was annoyed about something going on in the world. And I have this amazing view. You'll see Tanjila, that of Great Mother Mountain, double side glass doors that look at her. And Jesus comes walking right through those with this chalice. And he says to me, take this cup. Drink ye all of it. Cup, C-U-P, unending, ever-expanding compassion, understanding, patience with all life. And I say to him, those people who are doing this messy thing in the world, he says, all life. And so this is an amazing thing that we are asked to do as these humans, these higher selves, is not to put our energy in what's negative, not to criticizing them. The masters teach us that criticism, condemnation, judgment has led us to the very cliff that we stand at. because it creates this horrible karmic energy that's so dense that we can't even perceive our higher selves. And so I invite you to begin to imagine every day the most beautiful golden age possible, where the human community and the natural world and the divine worlds go forward as one sacred community. I invite you to spend time in nature. You know, all of the founders of the world religions had their epiphanies alone in nature. And so we offer here at University Earth eco-spiritual quests. For people who aren't used to being alone in nature, we'll help you with 4 hours. Then we'll help you with a day. And then we'll help you with the standard 3-day eco-spiritual quest on a very safe and sacred and magical land right here. We offer nature sabbaticals. We have 5 amazingly rustic, historic, beautifully appointed cabins, sitting on a bluff overlooking the wild and scenic middle fork of the Feather River. The land itself is healing, and it was dubbed the medicine river when we first came here. We can offer with the nature sabbaticals. We can also offer heliotropic breath work. I've taken holotropic breathwork and refined it. Groff said, when he created it, he said, you know, it's not the last word in breathwork, and it certainly isn't. There's all kinds of breathworks out there now. But I have taken his method and I have added access to angels, heliotropic, access to the sun above, and access to the sun within. And it is extremely powerful method that you can come here on Nature Sabbatical. You can plan for a breathwork session. You can go to some of the sacred sites that are here, just amazingly stunning, beautiful. We live in the Lost Sierra, by the way. We live in the northern Sierra Nevada mountains in an area called the Lost Sierra. There's 18,000 people in our whole large county, so not many people here. Yeah, so what else would I say? Oh, right. I'll share one more sacred law or sacred power and cosmic law. And most of you guys know this, that because I hear it, so many of you are into the Ascended Masters. I know Irene did a beautiful thing with the Ascended Masters, and I hope you all know the Ascended Masters, because really it's with them that we'll create the Golden Age. But it's called the law compels the answer. Maybe you know this, but do you know that because we have free will, the ascended beings cannot come into our world without invitation? That's cosmic law. And so, but because it is a law, when we call them to help, then they, by cosmic law, must help. Well, they're not like us, by the way. We get up in the morning, I got to go to work. I don't think I really want to go to work. They always want to go to work. And in fact, I think the unemployment lines of angels in the heaven worlds are really long because people just don't know to call them. So and we use the power of invocation to call them into our lives every day. And that is one way that we will be able to create a golden age. Calling the angels, calling the masters, calling the archangels, calling mighty Elohim, calling these cosmic beings. When you come here, people come here to this land and they go, what's going on here? It feels different here. And even people from Ananda and other spiritual communities come here for a retreat and they meditate and they go, why are my meditations deeper here than they are at my spiritual community? Well, guess what? There are thousands of angels here every day. I call them every morning. And there are ascended masters here. And there are Elohim here. And there's a bunch of folks here because this is a designated place for the golden age to emerge. The masters call it a stronghold of the ascended masters, a place of security and safety. That as who knows what's going to go on out there? Do we know? We don't know. Nobody knows, right? How's it going to turn out? My friends call it the great unraveling, whatever it may be. It is a great emergence. We know that. That's what we're working with. And so, but we don't know. But this is one of those hubs that will be safe, come what may. This is why I came. It's why the Great Mother Mountain called me here. A long story. And if you like to read or want to, you can read all about this goofy ranger mystic who thought he was crazy and turned out to be a devotee of the masters and nature. Yep, that'd be it. Anything else?
Well, thank you very much for your enthusiasm is infectious, and clearly you have a lot of energy and enthusiasm for what you're doing. It sounds like a very beautiful property that you were blessed to be stewarding. And again, anybody who wants to learn more, his website is right here. It is UOF Earth, UOFearth.org, University of Earth.org. And thank you, Rich, so much for blessing us with your presence.
Yeah, Rich, thank you so much. And everyone, stay tuned because we will be filming a Soul Search TV show at Rich's beautiful property in the Lost Sierras at his Eco Spiritual Wisdom School. And it's really going to be an incredible show, diving into a lot of the themes that Rich just was able to touch upon here in this short session. But I love how you call the golden age, Rich, the miracle of we. You know, the age of Aquarius is the miracle of we. So I'm really excited to dive into that with you deeper. And Irene Schultz is saying after your talk, it sounds like a new Earth hub, you know, what you've created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wonderful. So thank you, Rich. And so we're excited to see you in Concord coming
Yeah.
up next weekend. And we did have a magical time in Mount Shasta. So for all of you guys who could not join us in Shasta, mark your calendars. We're going to be back there same weekend next year, already booked and back bigger and better than ever. And for those of you who came and joined us in Shasta, amazing. It was so wonderful being with all of you there. Beautiful. And of course, I'm excited to now introduce my dear friend and partner in crime in Mount Shasta, Aurora Luna Star. We had a lot of fun together in Mount Shasta. Of course, we were super busy with the expo, but post expo, Aurora and I got to do a lot of my favorite things to do in Mount Shasta, swimming in Castle Lake, doing ceremony up on the mountain, going to ecstatic dance, and so much more. So, Aurora, I'm so happy you're joining us on the show tonight. Aurora Luna Star is an interdimensional channel guiding individuals through Starseed Akashic Readings, sound activations, and personal empowerment. Through her channel, she connects with the ninth dimensional collective Aum RA Ha Nu, accessing light codes in the form of sound, messages, images, and light language. Her mission is to help you embrace your fullest potential, acting as a catalyst for personal growth, transformation, and self-discovery. As a soul vibrational alchemist, Aurora serves as a clear channel for Aum Ra, offering transformative tools that awaken your highest self and unlock your divine potential. Welcome, Aurora.
Thank you. It's so great to be back. It's been quite some time. So thank you, Scott, for having me. Thank you, Tanjila, for announcing me.
Welcome back, and I love your hair. You always have great hair, but I gotta say it's my favorite so far.
Well, thank you. But you know, mirror, mirror, takes one to know one with the great hair.
Oh, thank you.
So welcome, Aurora. I know you are a woman
Thanks.
of many, many talents and
I
many
was gonna
gifts.
say,
And so, yeah, we'd just love to hear about, you know, what you're doing, what you're sharing. I know that you're also offering classes now. So would love to hear about that. And then we can also share with everyone a little bit about what we were doing up on the mountain during this auspicious time and sharing the energies with everyone here. So welcome.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So, you know, I love this idea of coming together around our new age and what we're all creating together. It is incredibly potent. While what I'm channeling is what feels like a star collective, you know, we're all bringing in this important medicine. And one of the things that Aum Ra always shares in almost every message that I channel is how every single person on this planet is imperative to our shift and our raising in consciousness. And I also love what was shared, you know, even what Rich was just saying, we don't have to be paying attention to what shadow is coming up because that is already a collective agreement, especially at this point. You know, we create momentum in the quantum field the more that we focus on something. So our collective focus got us to this moment. And now we are realizing, right, we're all really shifting our energy and vibration and focusing, no matter what facet we're participating in, every facet of the diamond is necessary. And so we are doing this together, and it's so incredibly potent. And even I see the darkness as a service to the light, because we're really not going to go through an evolution in a vacuum, right? If everything is easy, there's no contrast, we've got nowhere to go. And so when I work with the Aum RA Collective, or when I work with my clients, or even working with the Galactic Akash, it always comes back to the heart and love, and knowing that that is our Stargate, that is our portal, that is our way through, no matter what's happening next, right? The only way we're going to get there is with our kindness, with forgiveness, with compassion, and with understanding. And even understanding sometimes means you don't understand, right? We don't always know what it means to walk in someone else's shoes. We don't always know what it means to carry whatever burdens and weight that we're all walking through. And we're all here to clear so much energy. My awareness is that if all time is now, we're taking on these past lives that we may have experienced, and we're connecting with them, with our future source self, in a liminal space where we can anchor in whatever needs to be in this moment. That's what I love assisting people and connecting with. The idea that if the future it's already done, then there's so much opportunity to shift the way we think, the way we look at things, and how we can interact with one another. A lot of the work I do with people is through sound as well. In fact, I'm holding a retreat here in Mount Shasta in September called Sacred Sound, Sacred Voice, because what the star beings have shown me over and over again, aside from the fact that we just need to love Gaia and stop looking actually outward to identify as an Arcturian or this or that. I mean, they embrace us in all of that, but they really want us to pay attention to Gaia, of course. But also they share that we don't necessarily, in other iterations of ourselves or in higher dimensions, use the voice, right? Because you have telepathy. And so you can, in an instant, share a packet of information with another star being or friend or whomever you may be, and you receive that information really fast. And that's the communication. It's a heart-mind connection for telepathy. And then the information just goes shoo, right? And we're already experiencing that in a lot of ways. I'm definitely always surrounded by people where they're speaking words that I'm thinking, right? So we're starting to see that already. The voice in this life, whether we're using it to speak for injustice, whether we're using it to share messages of love, whether we're using it to sing, the voice is a gift. And what I've noticed in a lot of my clients and students is that the throat chakra is the hardest to really open, and not just open, but use it from a grounded and loving space, right? So for so many people that throat chakra has been shut down, or it's been removed from the heart because it's really only speaking from the mind. And we're not going to be able to really move forward from the space where we're speaking from the mind, because the mind in 3D consciousness is the matrix. But the mind from the heart is unity consciousness. And so we really are moving forward together in this journey of life and using the voice in these ways. I always invite people to tone. And it's so funny, people are afraid to sing because they think they don't have a good voice. But the retreat is not about singing, and it's not, and my work in general is not about how pretty it sounds. It's about using the voice to some degree. You might be using it to release something very painful. In many traditions from many thousands of years ago, when they were navigating a soul crossing over, the community would wail. We don't really do that anymore, right? So the voice has so much potential in creation, because while intention is, for me, 9/10 spiritual law, like in the idea of creation, right? When we set an intention, it's so powerful, but then what do we do with it, right? We want to speak it. We want to walk steps and create it into beingness. And when we proclaim something, when we reclaim, now we're actually sharing with the quantum, with the source of all that is, with the ascendeds, with the galactics, with the angelics, everyone is hearing this request, this proclamation, this information. And now we're that much closer to creating what it is. And that's incredibly, incredibly powerful. It's such a gift to be in a body and to be able to share our voice and our wisdom. And so it's a passion of mine to help people recognize they don't have to hold back anymore. We don't obviously want to use the voice to project what we're experiencing onto someone, right? I think we're all still learning how to not do that, remembering that we don't have to do that. But we do want to use our voice for compassion, for injustice, for love, for community, for coming together, and to not be afraid to use it because, of course, with Source, there is no less than, and there is no more than. We are all in equanimity. Whether or not the world is reflecting that is up to them. And they're not even separate from us. It's just, again, the tool by which we remember that we're coming back into wholeness. So I just invite everyone to really be using your voice. Pay attention to how you're using your voice and start singing a lot. If you're not already doing so, that's my invitation.
I love that. That's really a great, and I love the idea of more time wailing together, I mean, even, for those of us that are struggling with the pain of the world, what's happening in Gaza or wherever it is, imagine if we periodically just got together and wailed together. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful idea, Aurora.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Yep, and I love how you were talking about how, the activating the voice is so important. And, we all talk about how this is a time of, liberation, of sovereignty, stepping into our sovereignty. And, you're speaking about like the actual throat chakra opening and the voice activation is a really visceral part of that, because so much of us not feeling free and not feeling sovereign is because we hold back.
100%. I mean, when a client goes through the process of understanding that they actually have a right to say what they're feeling, and they do it, and they come back to me and they say, I can't believe I actually said what was on my heart. I can't believe I actually spoke my truth from a loving place. I can't believe I actually got to express what I've been holding on to. You end up feeling so much lighter because now you're in your authenticity and your integrity. And it's amazing to watch people transform through this, really, truly.
I'm going to read some of the comments coming in about this. Susan Woolridge writes, walking with my phone into the park, singing happily. Bonnie Russell brings up singing lullabies to the earth. We have a regular presenter here, Ray Amana, who leads also events in Mount Shasta and does song healing and singing to the earth. Tiara writes, each voice was given certain timbres and tones to create the sacred celestial harmony on earth. That's beautiful.
That is beautiful and true.
Bonnie Russell writes, I'm being more aware of how song can express our love of each other and all that is. Singing around a campfire was always so sacred and bonding.
Yeah.
Beautiful, powerful. And also, when Aurora and I were together, we realized that it was a very powerful full moon, as well as the Jupiter Cazimi. And, we were able to share and do sacred ceremony together on the mountain. And then we went up, I think that was at Bunny Flats. And then we went up to Ski Bowl and shared something online as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? I know Irene started us off with the powerful energies coming in August. And, Aurora, I think it'd be, wonderful if you could also talk a little bit about the energies we have right now, how we can utilize them, and also maybe share some light language with us.
Sure. This is a time where focusing on what it is that we desire is amplified so very much. It's not that that's not all the time. And we do get these celestials to support us. And so not only with the Lion's Gate already open, not only with the Cazimi, we're now entering eclipse season, right? And we have the North Node in Aquarius, which represents all of humanity. And then we have the South Node in Leo, which represents the individual, and the South also representing the past, the North representing the future. So how we have stepped into our personal power and how we've either given it away or chosen to really stand in our sovereign. That's where I see the South Node potentialities. And the North Node, you know, Pluto is sitting in Aquarius, and Pluto is the planet of death and alchemy and deep soul dive, and will not let you off the hook for a minute. We've even got Saturn going retrograde. I mean, there's so much astrology happening right now, and each piece of it is incredibly potent. And all of it just means this is a time in creation where, as we're dreaming about what it is that we desire to create, do we feel like we can really hold that creation? Do we really feel like we're prepared for what that creation is going to be in our lives? Are we ready for it? Have we prepared for it? Right? So it's a question to ask. And the other is to really be paying attention to your physicality right now, because you're going to be receiving so much energy through the photonic belt of light that we're in already as a planet, through the sun and the great central sun, all of these codes of energy of how we receive information and how our DNA is upgrading. It's going to require rest, as, you know, I get it, families, work, whatever. So it's going to be trying to pay attention to where you are in your energy field, because it's very easy, as empathic as we are, for our vibration to get lowered into the environment that we're in. And we're really being asked to be the vibration that everyone can rise up to. And so in that, the opportunity now is to pay attention as much as we can to where our energy is, because the astrology really is supporting big change. And sometimes we don't know what that means, so it even feels scary. But the invitation is to keep getting grounded, keep coming back to your heart, and the pause, the sacred pause. It's an action time, but it's also a time to evaluate and discern before you take action. So I feel like that's really what the astrology is supporting right now, is saying, you do it, you go, you live your purpose, and make sure that you're doing a 360 about your choices and not just looking in one direction with blinders on. It's going to be important to just pay attention to all the moving parts and feel into what really is aligned and what might be for another time, so that you can stay, I don't want to say the eye of the storm, because it's not that scary. I don't feel it's that scary, but I do feel that it requires us to continue to flex, right? We want to keep moving in a direction where momentum is building towards the things that we desire to create. And so it's just paying attention to all the moving pieces. And thank you for asking me to share that. The astrology really is profound right now, and I'm sure that I'm only giving a little snippet. But anywho, there is an activation that does want to come through. So I'm going to just take a few breaths and I'll share something. I don't even know who's coming in, so we'll have to ask that too.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Aurora.
Sure. Thank you. Oranai wati achi orka uno, sa imana ka ir aritsa, kabia diator la eshmanake, sa ior atsi oti anahe, la waio ar ibuka necha atio. Sa urta ta zorma ek no chero, esa je zo a joamanti, zora ke hina, Saweo mahio andiara upakarachepa. Sahu por enahe ta iyaka sa ina jor ba ek atia soha. Mainayo aku mahi, aku mahi, aku mahi. The world that you are living in is in the warp and weft of all creation. There is no separation between any star, any aspect of the universe, any aspect of the multiverse. It is all source having an experience as itself through certain experiences, and on earth through the density forgetting itself. And as you are aligning the energy that you are, remembering your connection to Gaia, deeply to the self and to the soul and to each other, you are already creating ripples of change in your life, in the collective, and through the time-space continuum. You and I are one. You and I are one. You and I are one. And apparently Ruby had something to say about that. I don't know if you could hear my dog.
No, we didn't.
Oh, okay.
Or I'm just reminded of what a beautiful presenter you are, how tuned in you are, and how eloquent you are. Just so eloquent. And I do want to share a couple of things so that people get more of you. First of all, this beautiful sacred sound retreat that's going to be happening in beautiful Mount Shasta. And I know we do have a lot of people that can make it out to Mount Shasta. And uh, looking again for the dates, here they are, September 20th, 21st, and 22nd. And of course, that's right as we're entering the autumn equinox. And it's also International Peace Day is September 21st. So that's going to be a very, very powerful retreat. Are you going to be there, Tanjila?
No, because I actually have Suzanne's event to go to in San Diego, but it's going to be powerful. If I didn't have another event ongoing, I would love to go because as you know, Aurora is very powerful, and I would love to do some voice activation.
Yeah, another time.
Another time, but I'm sure it's going to be magical and powerful in Mount Shasta for the autumn equinox.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And also to get all things Aurora Luna Star, and I encourage you to go to her beautiful website, which is her name, auroralunastar.com. And do you still provide private sessions for people?
Absolutely. So I work with people one-on-one, mostly online, and I can do a myriad of activities with you. Of course, I invite you to just get some of my free stuff. And also, if you're interested in a galactic Akashic reading, they're a lot of fun and they are empowering. I don't like to encourage people to come to me for readings over and over and over again. These kinds of readings are really a one shot for quite a period of time because we speak about how your soul has chosen to weave itself to be in this time space for evolution. And of course, we're all everything. So really to say that you're one thing is funny to me, especially in a universe where we only know our tiny little galaxy, right? We're all source. That's where we all come from. But we do choose to weave ourselves because there are character traits from the different stars. And so it's a really fun reading, but I do heart coherence. I do a lot of different kinds of things with people. I do mentorship. And I really work one-on-one with people in a way where I meet you where you are. So you get to tell me what's going on and where you'd like to go. And then we plot the course together. It's not a one size fits all. It really is individual work.
Beautiful. I strongly encourage people to work with Aurora. She is very, very special, I think, as we've all had a chance to taste. Thank you. And thank you for jumping in at the last moment.
No
John
worries.
Gray canceled 15 minutes before showtime, and God bless Aurora jumping in. And honestly, I'm glad we got Aurora instead of John, as much as I love John. So all is good. All is good.
A beautiful show too. I mean, thematically with Irene starting off and bringing in the energies and talking about, creating our sanctuary for ourselves during this time, and then Joanne and Piper and then Rich talking about, how we are all creating this age of Aquarius together, and Aurora, with messages of, for what's happening now as well astrologically, and how all of the astrology is supporting us as we step into this co-creation of the golden age individually and collectively. I think it's just really beautifully how everything flowed, and so thank you all, our amazing presenters, for joining us today.
Well, I'm gonna bring up your amazing presenters, the ones that are still with us. Yeah, what a joy to be with you guys. Thank you so much. And I want to remind people one more time that what you definitely want to do, if you haven't already, go to soulsearch.io. There's so much happening here. Check out the Enlightenment Expos. Take a look and see when they're going to be near you. Coming up, they've got San Francisco, Concord, Buena Park, Phoenix, Las Vegas, Roanoke Park, Santa Cruz, Scottsdale, Reno, Santa Clara, Palo Alto, Dublin, Pleasanton. Those are all coming up still this year.
And I'll be adding a few more. And actually, Scott, I don't know why that link is a little bit outdated.
Okay.
I just asked the team to update it, but we'll be adding San Diego. I think we'll be adding Sacramento. So we'll be still adding a few more locations for 2026. So definitely come and join us. Rich is going to be with us for 88 Lionsgate in Concord. He's going to be doing a fantastic talk there, which, if you guys can come live in person, if you're in the Bay Area, come and join us in Concord. You can just go register on the website directly. And Rich will be giving a talk, The Miracle of We, Gateway to the Golden Age of Aquarius, at 12 noon on Saturday. Donna Hartley is going to be giving her amazing presentation on our past life patterns controlling your present life. And of course, John Gray is going to be giving a talk at 5 p.m., Sacred Rhythm of Retreat and Return. And then we have a full lineup for Sunday as well. So come and join us in Concord next weekend if you guys are in the Bay Area. If you're not, you can always watch all of our talks. We live stream everything on Soul Search TV as well as on our Soul Search YouTube channel. So you can still tune in, watch the talks, be in the energy, be in community together with us. And here you go. There you can register for the Concord Expo right here. We have so much happening. It's at the Concord Hilton. It's actually one of our most popular expos. People in that Walnut Creek, Concord area come out in full force for that expo. So definitely join us there. And also, Scott, I sent you a little video with Camille. I don't know if you could pull that
Oh,
up.
yes. Yeah, let me pull that up. Thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
Hang on. Let me do this. Okay. And I do have it downloaded to play. So you want to introduce this and I'll play it.
Sure. So as you guys know, you may or may not know, on Soul Search TV, we have incredible shows that our creators produce, and you can go in and watch the series on demand. But we also have weekly live shows, and we have a new live show premiering on Tuesday at 6 p.m. with Camille Conti, psychic medium hypnotist. She's based in Las Vegas. So we'll check out a little video about her upcoming show on Tuesday.
You have to be able to read people and heal yourself and heal others. You healed your past life stuff. So you are staying up now no matter what the heck happens, because you know you're worthy, you know you're good enough, you know you deserve a great life. What can I do to help you today? You've done more than most people ever have to do. You don't have to be embarrassed to be a human. Good. You're just human! And just say, I am ready! Bring it on! First, I am sorry to hear this. And second, I am extremely proud of you, which I don't normally say.
It's just been amazing. And I always tell Camille, thank you, because you're like the big sister that I never had.
Thank you. And let's give it up for her. She's oh my God. It is great.
So I think we had Camille on the show the last
That's
week.
right, we
You
did.
guys got to meet her. She's really dynamic and really a lot of fun, but has a traumatic life healing show, live show that she's launching on Tuesday. It's at 6 p.m. Judy Weaver, who has a crystalline channeling show on Soul Search TV that's been going amazing, is at 4 p.m. So we have a double header on Tuesday night. If you'd like to watch and participate in Judy's show, The Crystalline Channel, and at 6 p.m., Traumatic Life Healing with Camille. And I don't know, Scott, if you can just pull up on Soul Search TV, we have a live readings page. Maybe we can pull that up. So the way that our live readings show work is anyone can watch for free, and we always encourage people to watch for free because usually our practitioners are doing channeling for the group. They're sharing frequent. You can just click on live readings right there. Yeah, perfect. You can do live readings on.
There we go.
Yeah, perfect. So this is our live reading lineup every week. We have Thursdays, live psychic and mediumship readings with Greg, past life readings with Donna on Wednesdays, Reverend Dr. Judy Weaver, crystalline channel readings and soul integration, astrology with Eric Roth, and our newest show, traumatic life healing with psychic medium hypnotist Camille Conti. So each of our live shows, they do 4 to 5 readings. If you'd like to get a reading, you just purchase a ticket in advance. Usually the tickets are sold out, so there's a limited number of tickets available. But anyone can watch for free. You can watch on Soul Search TV or on YouTube or on Facebook. And we always encourage people to come and watch because if you're watching, it means there's a transmission for you, there's energy for you, there's a message for you. So you can watch live or watch the replay. But if you're looking for clarity, guidance, healing, support, we have so many amazing practitioners that are providing these mini readings and mini healings every week. So tune in on Tuesday, Judy Weaver at 4 p.m. Crystalline Channel and Soul Integration work, and Camille Conti doing traumatic life healing at 6 p.m. Pacific. So we have a lot coming up. So stay connected with us as always. We love just being with our community and providing healing, guidance, support any way that we can.
Tanjila, thank you so much. By the way, you are looking browner and browner and tanner and tanner. Somehow you do more than anyone I know, and you're getting out of the sun as well, so you're looking good.
Well, thank you. It's Mount Shasta. If I'm going to be in Mount Shasta, I'm going to be in the lake. I'm going to be in the mountain. I'm going to be outdoors most of the time, as much as possible. I'm going to spend my time with Mama Gaia and Mama Shasta and at the headwaters. So I was blessed. I was able to be there for the last 9, 10 days, and
Wow.
I was outside for as much as possible because
It shows. You're looking good. You're looking bronzed and beautiful.
Thank you so much. Well, we love Mama Gaia. We love Mama
We
Shasta.
do.
And like our presenters were saying today, this is the time for grounding. This is the time for connecting. This is the time for remembering us as a, universal family. And we remember that when we put our feet in the earth and in the grass and in the water and, are able to really, create that sanctuary that Irene was talking about. We create that sanctuary not just alone and for ourselves, but we create that sanctuary with one another and with our family here in nature. So, lots of love, and I love creating this energy with all of you. So it's so beautiful when we come together like this. Scott, thank you for doing what you do, creating this beautiful vortex of energy, what we can amplify our community, our connection across the planet. And this is truly how we're co-creating the golden age together. So
Absolutely.
really powerful.
Thank you, Tanjila. Thank you.
And thank you all. Lots of love.
We have a little bit of show left. We're going to go to Diara for our prayer circle, and then we'll close out with a song from Mama Shar. So it's my pleasure to turn it over to Diara.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone. Oh my goodness, Tanjila is just so beautiful, and I'm still resonating with all the presenters. I am thinking of Irene's, the stillness, the movement without moving, and I was with Aurora. It's like a reading is an activation, and Rich, you grounding us, and Joanne grounding us, and just so honored to be opened together in this way. We have a lot of prayers coming in. We also had a lot in the chat about the veils thinning, and many of us receiving guidance and information from loved ones on the other side. So I really wanted to honor that. I wanted to mention that, to thank them. Also, I've been noticing that the communication is getting stronger. Like voices coming through on our phones, what we might consider as interference in our electronic devices is really heightened communication. There are many, many loved ones and known ones and unknown ones on the other side working very hard to assist. And while that's always true, it feels more pronounced. And that's what I saw coming through on the chat. So I'm going to weave that into our prayer time as well. And of course, our prayer time, like life, holds the highs and the lows. And so I apologize in advance for some of what's coming through to be shared for prayers, and also knowing that we have the power to uplift and to hold it all. And yes, indeed, I'm seeing Tim say Tenji was on fire tonight. Absolutely. So I'm going to say a prayer for Scotty Satori and his mom that came through from the other side to remind him that he needed to get ready for an appointment. And I hope it's okay. I took some notes. And Piper, the ancestry, the truly vivid visitation that was real for you coming through. And also praying for you for your energy and protection in your travels and protection around the children that you're servicing. And I'm feeling like there's energy coming up from the ground underneath the concrete in the schools, that Mother Gaia is sending energy. So if you do see strange sprouts, that's coming from Mother Gaia. So that's just being present in the field right now as well. I wanted to honor, if it's okay, Carol Craig, that you mentioned your sister's mother-in-law passed recently. My sister's mother-in-law passed as well. So just love to all our present day ancestors crossing over, and those younger ones as well. I had an incident on the way where I saw this young man on a motorcycle down on the ground, and I'm praying for his recovery. I got out of my car and stood there like this in the middle of the road, and just brought in what energy we know how to do. So I'm praying for him. Also, we're praying for Henry, Ayada's 1-month-old great grandson, and infusing his body with energy, love, and light. I'm seeing like the colors of the rainbow from behind me, and in all of our rainbow matrix coming into his sweet little body, and the hair follicles, especially something to do with healing around the whole cranium, section. So there's that. And I want to say a special prayer for my beloved friend Dorothy Wesley, who just received news that that she will be transitioning soon, and it was unexpected, and she's walking through this in a way that's conscious. And I'll be speaking more about this in the future with permission, in regard to death, dying, and beyond, which is a project that we've been working on for the past year that I haven't really mentioned yet in our tribe. And we know that as shamans of the earth and celestial beings of the sky, that death and rebirth is part of the walk of life. And I saw the shamans walking on your land, Rich, the native shamans walking on your land. Truly a magical, magical place. And I'm resisting going into the chat to look. And I know, Scott, that you kind of do that for us, but I'm praying for peace of heart and peace of mind during these transitions that are here now and coming, and that we receive supersonic healing light along with the supersonic sound that Aurora spoke of. So when you hear those tones and those frequencies, those are our angels speaking to us. Those are those messages. And just I'm feeling very, very tender and very blessed to be of service in this way. And we'll go into our moment of silence in just a moment. And Dia, prayers for Oraculi therapist for 30 years working with you. Brought Mother Mary. Thank you, Susan, for the aho. Divine grace, maximum healing, divine grace. And Piper, grandson, lay down. Okay. For those who are feeling hopeless, for those who have been feeling suicidal, and we're asking that any interfering energies be contained, any energies that feed off the fear and depression, that those energies be contained, that they be sent back to source so they can receive their own divine frequency without having to prey upon those souls here that have so much more to give and do. And breathing that in, knowing that it's true and so, and that we have the power in this particular tribe in particular, and all those listening now and in the future to shift and change the trajectories. And as I'm scanning the field, I'm seeing lots of starlight, lots of sparkle light. So just allow your bodies to vibrate now in the frequency that we're all calling in, and sharing our power and our love, our vibrancy, dispelling anything other than pure love. And so grateful. Thank you so much, Scott, and looking forward to you, Omashar, bringing us home after Scott brings us into the silent prayer.
Going to gallery. Thank you very much, Dira. I'm going to gallery view for us to just have our now a minute or two of silence for people to put into the prayer field whatever is alive for you. Maximum grace for us all. Maximum grace for each person's prayers, their precious hearts, what's alive for them. And we give thanks for the opportunity to come together in community and for all the incredible blessings of our lives. Thank you. A couple of quick announcements. Just looking ahead, we've got some wonderful shows planned. On Wednesday night, this upcoming Wednesday, we've got an evening with several special souls. Abigail Spinner McBride is going to be back, and she's going to lead an entire ceremony for us. We're going to do some fundraising with Michael Bailey, who works very deeply with the oceans. He was part of the Greenpeace Rainbow Warrior that actually stopped very famously the ships from whaling. We're going to hear from Carolina LaPuma and Joel White Eagle, and of course, Omashar providing beautiful music. So that's going to be this Wednesday night. And we're resuming just as we have a monthly program with Soul Search and Tanjila, we also are resuming our monthly collaboration with Neil Gar and Alan Steinfeld and Portals to Ascension. And that'll be a week from tonight. What a way for our annual Lionsgate show to be. And we've got Omashar's favorite guys, AJ and Thomas will be with us, as well as several other Portal to Ascension superstars. So that's going to be a week from tonight. And then the last announcement I want to make is just to remind people to please consider donating, even if you already have. Please donate to Piper. Look at the wonderful work that's going on with her kids. I really liked what was said in the chat box about how through our show we're making a difference, and providing support for Piper is a wonderful way to make a difference in the world. So please do support her, and thank you, Piper, for the great work that you're doing. And I'm going to turn it over to our beloved brother Omashar to close us out, as only he can in his wonderful way.
Come, centering my soul, amazing things abound, and now we've reached our goal, so celebrate your liberation, shine your love throughout the world, consciousness precedes true being. I am here, I am now, I will light the way. Our love will lead us on. Oh, our love will clear the way. Our love will show the world. Oh, there's nothing in the way. Let go of stories old, walk into the new, free to be at last. So stand up and be true, and celebrate your liberation, shine your love throughout the world, 'cause consciousness precedes true being. I am here, I am now, I will light the way. Our love will lead us on. Our love will clear the way. Our love will show the world. Oh, there's nothing in the way. The light of love has come, centering my soul, amazing things we've found, and now we've reached our goal. Okay, who put that dog dancing in the chat box? Celebrate your liberation, shine your love throughout the world, 'cause consciousness precedes true being. We are here, we are now, and we will light the way. Last time. Oh. Oh, our love will clear the way. Our love will show the world. Oh, there's nothing
Whew. Love does show us the way, Omashar.
Hey, I'm here and I'm watching everybody dancing and I'm trying to focus and suddenly this little gif of a dog dancing comes up and I can't contain myself. So in the chat box, haha.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, I actually brought it up and screen shared it.
Well, I was trying not to look everywhere, brother.
Here it is. For anybody who missed the dancing dog, here is, I don't know who put it in. Who put it in the chat box? There it is. It looks a little bit like Jasmine Bear. There she
Actually,
goes.
that's not that you brought up the Help Piper support young emerging creative dreamers, not the gift.
Okay. Well, there we go. That's maybe the universe's way of reminding people that that's really what matters.
It
Let's
is what
all
matters.
help Piper. And Omashar, thank you. Everybody, another lovely show. Hope to see you all on Wednesday night and have a beautiful rest of the weekend. God's blessings,
Dancing dog
everybody.
is Carol's.
Aha. Thank you, Carol, for the dancing doggy. Good night, everybody.